Every time the prisoner takes his medication, he secretly spits it out when the guards aren't watching. He then takes out drugs he'd acquired at great expense, wraps them several times with string, and secures one end firmly around his tooth. After confirming it won't come loose, he immediately shoves the drugs into his mouth and swallows. Next, he disassembles a lighter, keeping only the essential components, which he hides under his fingernails. He then ties his wrist with a shoelace and presses his thumb against the table edge. With all his strength, he stomps down, dislocating his thumb. Despite the excruciating pain, the man doesn't make a sound. He knows this is his only chance at freedom. A few days earlier, the detective captain's son had been diagnosed with leukemia. The only bone marrow match in the entire city was Harvey. Faced with the captain's plea, Harvey readily agreed, making only two demands: permission to smoke in his cell and unrestricted access to books. The captain agreed to Harvey's requests, unaware he'd walked into a carefully laid trap. The smoking was to obtain flint from the lighter. The frequent library visits were to steal the hospital's architectural blueprints. The day of the bone marrow transplant arrived. Harvey reached the hospital under heavy guard. As he'd anticipated, with his hands cuffed behind his back, the doctor couldn't properly perform the procedure. At the doctor's insistence, the police had to remove his handcuffs. However, as the anesthetic was administered, the monitoring equipment suddenly alarmed. The anesthesia had completely failed. Harvey had bitten through the drugs hidden in his mouth earlier, swallowing all the narcotics inside. As the doctor prepared a second dose, the long-planned escape was already in motion. He first freed his restrained hands, then suddenly opened his eyes and kicked away the doctor blocking him. He quickly ignited a nearby acetylene tank. The searing flames instantly incinerated a police officer, though a bullet struck his thigh. The police captain burst into the room with backup. Seeing the situation turning against him, Harvey dove into the laundry chute and slid down to the first floor. The captain immediately deployed all available forces to surround the laundry room. Harvey changed into a doctor's coat and climbed back up through the ducts to the third floor. He re-entered the operating room and forced a doctor at gunpoint to cut off his ankle shackles. Fighting through intense pain, he dug the bullet out of his thigh muscle. The captain followed the blood trail. Harvey took a nearby doctor hostage. Faced with this standoff, the captain didn't dare shoot recklessly. Left with no choice, he lowered his weapon and watched helplessly as his quarry escaped. But Harvey discovered the exits were already blocked by police. Countless bullets flew toward Harvey. Just then, the captain shot out the police car's spotlight, causing the officers to lose their visual. Harvey quickly smashed a window and continued fleeing. The two chased each other all the way to a drawbridge. The captain seemed to have victory within grasp. The entire bridge was slowly rising under hydraulic power, and police helicopters were approaching. However, Harvey fired at the aircraft. An officer in the helicopter shot Harvey. At that moment, the captain threw himself in front of him. Harvey then shook off the wounded captain and jumped from the bridge. The captain didn't hesitate to jump after him. Through sheer willpower, he finally pulled the dying Harvey from the water. Surprisingly, after this life-and-death chase, Harvey was moved by the captain's determination to save his son at any cost. In the end, he voluntarily cooperated with the bone marrow transplant, saving an innocent life. Film title: Desperate Measures.